this moment. We get lost in this room, and I feel it now. Want this forever, and I feel it now. You make me shiver, and I feel it now. Want this forever. Can you feel it now? You make me shiver. Can you feel it now? Can you feel it now? Want this forever, and I feel it now. You make me shiver, and I feel it now. Want this forever. Can you feel it now? You make me shiver.
Good morning everyone. How's everyone doing? Oh boy. Well, first of all, I don't know how long it's been since I've streamed, but happy 100k Bitcoin. I don't think I got to celebrate that on stream with you guys. Was gone for Thanksgiving, and then again for, last week I was pretty damn sick. So yeah, it was a little tough one. Actually, I was trying to do a makeup stream last week, but I couldn't do that because I was just too sick. So yeah, man, happy 100k. Happy new all-time highs on total 3. Like, can we take a minute to appreciate this rally of the last few weeks, man? That, like, we doubled total 3 in about a month. Which is nutty, man. These are the pumps that we come to crypto for. This is why we're all here. It's been a fun one. I know some of the pumps were like XRP and Dino coins and whatnot. And I know none of us are exposed to those coins, but hopefully some of you guys caught some trades on them. I know I didn't, but hopefully you guys crushed some of those trades. Good morning, Lear. Nice to see you here, boss. Music's a bit loud. All right, let me turn it down. Thank you for letting me know. All right, turned it down like halfway. Let me know how that is. PEPE to flip gold's market cap by the end of the stream, bro. Let's go. That's literally PEPE at $1. Let me know. Is it better now? I turned it like all the way down. Let me get caught up with chat. I just see a bunch of good mornings. I think like even as recently as like 6 months ago, I was able to say good morning to everyone as we started the stream because there wasn't that many people in here. But now it's just there's too many of y'all. It would take me 10 minutes to say personal good mornings to everyone. Volume's fine now. Okay. I have it pretty damn low now. Doc sipping the coffee. Yeah, it's tea. I'm still not feeling perfect. The cold is almost gone. It got a bit bad over the weekend, fever and all that. Got, flipped from viral, got a little bacterial infection, had to start antibiotics, which kind of sucks. But under control now. Good enough to good enough to stream. Link FWOG, yeah. We'll do chart requests in about an hour. So I usually stream for 2 hours. The first half of the stream I really enjoy covering kind of macro thoughts, laying out game plans for myself and anyone who wants to listen to my thoughts and stuff like that. Hopefully that's why some of you guys are here. And then ask, if you guys have any questions in chat, feel free to throw them in. I really enjoy when people ask questions that are not just, look at my chart, because everyone's just like, look at my chart, please tell me, doc, my chart's gonna go up. Let me make your life easier. Let me make your life easier. This is our accumulation. This is your expansion. There's first going to be a middle ground correction, which is where I think we're at, somewhere in here. And there's going to be another leg up. None of your coins, in my opinion, straight up, none of your coins are cycle topped. So just be patient, right? If you're in coins, if you're not a trader and you're just looking to ride the wave, I don't think the market's cycle topped. That's not how I'm placing my bets. Now it's subject to change. Anything could change from now to next week. But I really, even next week, if we get a nasty correction, I still wouldn't be calling cycle top. I think we're in this regime right now. And I can just even pull up the Bitcoin chart real quick. I was going to get into this anyways in the outlook. But if I had to, guesstimate, people make fun of this on CT, especially like traders that I respect. They're like, don't talk about where we are in the cycle. Just trade the chart. But there is some edge in knowing where you are kind of along a rally. And I think we're either here or here, right? The dynamics of prior bull markets or the dynamics of prior crypto markets were more steep and sharp corrections. With the introduction of ETFs and more institutional bidding and stuff like that, the dynamic of Bitcoin corrections has changed a lot, right? We're getting these kind of flat, rangy corrections, and even these kind of moves are enough to bleed altcoins, right? So I believe that whatever's happening here is going to be more synonymous with that. We may just have to chop around a little bit longer. There'll probably be one pullback that's pretty steep in this area. When we definitively break above 100K and are able to hold here, I think we're going to straight up, I think we're going to flip like Apple. Like my cycle top targets are we flip Apple, we flip Nvidia. So that, I think at current prices, that's like 170K or something like that. So that's where I really believe that we're going. Not to peddle too much hopium, but those are my honest thoughts. I'm not really just, I'm not pulling anyone's legs. That's really where I think this market's going. Q1, Q2. You diagnose yourself. It was a cold, brother. I think anyone can diagnose that. Good morning, Caleb. Love to see you here, man. You've been crushing it. I love whenever I see you on the timeline just flaming bears. You just been flaming bears for 2 years now. It never gets old. What's your call for total market cap peak? I really don't have one. Straight up, man. I don't have one. I'd rather focus on Bitcoin and the coins that I'm in and not worry about total market cap. It doesn't give me, in my opinion, it doesn't give me any type of edge in navigating the market on paying attention to a total 3 or, total market cap target. So I've just avoided that. Agony, is that you with the FARTCOIN spam? I love it, man. I'll talk about FARTCOIN. I promise. How do you feel about Chop until Christmas? Dude, I would love that. So hopefully it's not, everything is top signal, but so I'm just going to say it, but I'm finally moving. I got a place across the country. So I'm going to be moving at the end of this month, start of next month. So I'm going to be pretty busy with all that, packing, moving, taking the pets, taking all the stuff, getting the car across the country. So I'm going to be busy, and I kind of just hope the market's doing nothing and I'm not missing much, I would really appreciate if the market didn't do anything. You ain't sound like RFK anymore? Yeah, thank God, man. For the Paragon homies, so last week I was streaming on Wednesday, and I hope this doesn't happen this stream, but I was feeling okay, and just talking for 2 hours, I completely lost my voice. And when I say I lost my voice, no meme, I could not speak. By the end of the stream, I was just like, I can't speak. Like I don't have a voice to speak. And we had to stop the stream just like on a dime there. I was like, guys, I just can't talk anymore. Hopefully that doesn't happen today, because I really don't want to be out of the game again. All right. Let's do some charts. Let's get situated here. Give some thoughts, and then I'll come back to chat. So number one, you guys have been hearing me say this in like a meme way, but I'm legit, you know, puzzled myself on how crazy, like, similar 2024 and 2023 have been. It almost feels like absolutely mirrored years, just with a little bit more steroids. Just 2024 has been on steroids compared to 2023, but it's been the exact same thing, right? If we go to 2023 yearly open, very strong off the rip. One correction, final expansion, 7 months chop, right? Q4 hits, strong expansion, crab upwards, flat correction, right? This was around Q4, Q1. We remember this is the ETF Go Live event, right? Leg 2, right? This is, now we come to 2024, yearly open, rip, right? 7 month range or 8 month range. Q4, that's your second leg, right? And if we just compare from like a matrix standpoint and say we're all in a simulation, we're right here, right? We're probably here. We're probably here, somewhere in here. Now, I'm not going to tell you like I believe in fractals and we should trade off fractals and, you know, what to expect next. And if this really is a simulation, what's going to happen next? But just for fun, the next move would literally be taking this high, SFPing, and then having a 20% correction down to like these lows. And then that's the start of our next leg. So now getting into something that's not so, you know, space magic-y. We're crabbing on the daily trend. We still have daily bullish market structure. The last shakeout that we got last week was a Bitcoin kind of solo event. I'm used, as a bit of, you know, just experience that I'm sharing with you guys, but I'm used to these kind of whipsaw type events happening not at the Pico top, but a week or two before the Pico top of a rally. So when I say Pico top, again, don't be confused with cycle top. I just mean like local top, right? So usually you get these big whipsaws. We try to go again. Usually these moves are like perp led. They don't lead anywhere. That leads to testing the other side of the wick. We find balance. We're able to break these highs with a spot bid, right? If you guys watched flows, this was perp heavy. This breakout, we saw a $800 at the max. I saw 600 personally, but I know people kept saying that was 800. But I'll take, you know, my friend's word for it. An $800 perp premium on this breakout. So, you know, it was kind of destined to fail, but it felt good when it was there. The way that we're going to get the big expansion is we need to get spot buyers over 100K, right? That's what we really need to do. Perp-led moves are not really going to lead us anywhere. Anyways, coming back to the chart, locally speaking, we're going to attempt over the next 24 hours, maybe even later today, who knows, maybe even during the stream, to try to hold the 4-hourly 100 again, right? Really good hold, really good hold. Again, we wicked into this. We're coming into this level again. So I'm hoping that the 4-hourly 100 gives us the opportunity to bottom, gives us some trades on alts for the rest of the week, and then we'll see where this rally leads us, right? I'm not going to kind of speculate on this is going to, you know, be the push for the highs. This is going to SFP this high and break down. This is going to get jammed at this point or break down. This is going to be perp led again. We'll just have to see when it comes, one step at a time. So the first step for me is just kind of analyzing how things are down here at the H4 100 once again. If we're unable to hold this region, right, and we can't bottom in this region, I would be expecting another move. At least me as a trader, I wouldn't action anything in here. I'm just going to probably ignore trades and allow things to unwind all the way down back into the last daily demand, right around the H4 200. So the bottom of the daily trend. Let's look at this on the daily. Get another better picture, right? So we are starting to form a range, right? I would consider this daily demand to be our kind of range low. I know it's kind of a fat range low, but markets have respected this 2 times now, tapping into the daily demand 1 time. The flush wick, all we did was take liquidity into demand, right? So if you guys were sharp at this moment, you know, you took the Bitcoin long. I was looking for altcoin longs during this moment. I was active. I was at the computer. I was ready to take longs. And I think, like everyone else, I was pretty shocked that this was really only Bitcoin and altcoins did not move. And that'll lead me into the next topic in just a second here. But I didn't actually buy this dolly on anything other than Solana, right? When I saw this starting to dolly up, I was like, okay, this is the Solana move. I think we all know how poorly Solana's performing, so I did not catch, and I didn't really gain anything off of the Solana trade of catching that wick. I think obviously in hindsight, just slammed by PEPE. That's really the god coin right now. But the Bitcoin trade was super clean in hindsight. Big flush, running liquidity into daily demand. This is our established range low. In a shakeout scenario, I could see, deviation of range low, reclaim, and that's kind of your interim bottom, probably end of December, start of January. I can't predict when this is going to happen, but I'm operating under the assumption that some kind of move like this will happen in the next few weeks. That'll shake a lot of people out. And before I move on to Bitcoin dominance and other things like that, I just want to mention another similarity on psychology that I've seen that I kind of journaled during this move in 2023. You know how we see it right now, top signals after top signals after top signals, people calling top. There was a consensus event, we're going to sell the news. We're going to sell the news at the ETF going live. And people called tops every week for like 2 months. It was kind of obnoxious, right? Every shakeout felt like it was over. Every move up felt like it was a top signal, de-risk, call top, and we just kept grinding up for 2 months, right? This leg right here, no one called tops. Funny how that works, right? Everyone was kind of like, wow, we made new Bitcoin all-time highs. This is a new paradigm. Do you know what Bitcoin does when it's in price discovery? We're going to go up forever, right? The next target is this, the next target is that. No one really called tops in this area. So I kind of look at that and say that this is probably the same kind of thing that's happening right now. Is a lot of people calling tops. We get a big shakeout. People get scared. People get, wow, this actually is the top. That was the top. People were right. Oh my God, I ignored all the top signals. People were calling top. I kept fading everyone that was calling top. They were right. Let me puke my bags, and then it reclaims and we start going. That's kind of my base case assumption. So now, why do I think this move was only Bitcoin and not altcoins? One big thing has changed in the market over the past few weeks, and that's Bitcoin dominance. This is the major shift that's happened in the market. We've been in a 2-year Bitcoin dominance uptrend. Let's see if I got these on here correctly. Yeah. So we've been in a 2-year Bitcoin dominance uptrend. What have we done now? Taking a very key level. Let me go to the monthly here and show you this level. Extremely strong resistance, support, resistance. This becomes a range. This is our big move, an attempt to break back into that range. Bearish engulfing candle, high delta sell-off on the monthly. We come back down to the weekly, broken market structure, took out the lows that led to the highs, and the first time closing underneath our weekly trend since the FTX bottom. So this is a character shift in the market. This is a dynamic shift, and I believe that is the reason why we got a more kind of expensive move on Bitcoin versus altcoins during that time. So I'm going to pause there. Let's come to chat, and then we'll get started again. And I apologize, guys. I used to be able to read literally everyone's question in chat, but it's gonna be very hard for me to read everyone's questions nowadays. There's just too many chats, too many chatters. So if I skipped your thing and you really want me to answer, just ask again. No big deal. Afraid we don't get a properly bear down movement on Bitcoin next bear market. We will. I think we will. I think in a bull market, everyone assumes that a bear market never happen again. In a bear market, everyone assumes that a bull market will never happen again. I 100% believe that it'll happen again. What kind of baller pad did you get? No, it's not a baller pad. It's not a baller pad, but I got a decent spot. We'll save that for the 2028 bull market. Where am I moving to? The East Coast. What do you think about the phenomenon of others pumping from Friday till Sunday, Monday? It was a lot weaker this weekend. Are there ways to tell that it'll be strong weekend? So just pay attention to this, right? I briefly touched on this earlier in the stream. Look where we are on total 3. Previous weekends, we weren't at resistance. Where were we this weekend? We're literally at all-time high on total 3. This is your altcoin. This is your altcoin chart. Where are we? Right? Where's ETH? ETH has been strong. Where's ETH trading at? Is it trading at support or is it trading at resistance? Trading at resistance, guys. So, you know, just pay attention to these high time frame levels. I don't think a lot of people actually look at weekly charts. But in a bull market, really all you need is a daily chart and a weekly chart. You don't need 4-hour charts. You don't need hourly charts. If you're not actively trading, if you're just trying to position and let the market do the work, which is a lot of what I'm doing lately, I really just want the market to do the heavy lifting, and I just want to hang on for the ride, right? I don't really, you know, the work has been done all year, guys. If you've been watching my streams all year, the work has been done all year. You know, focusing on how to sell the top, focusing on a little bit of game theory, and speculation that people's bids would get front run in April, right? Positioning off the weekly trends on PEPE, Render, Ondo, playing into this lower high, recognizing that my altcoins like Ondo and PEPE made new all-time highs while Bitcoin is making a lower high, right? Starting to theorize summer, you know, summer's not good for crypto. We could enter a chop phase, you know, speculating on if we got the worst bearish event here, right? All of these moments were for being, what else are you going to call it? Like more right curve, like using your brain a little bit more, right? We're more in the left curve season of the market right now. Things are going up. There's just very few moments where you got to kind of put a couple brain cells together and be like, yeah, is it a good time to be chasing a bunch of risk on a weekend when total 3 just hit all-time highs right here? Probably not. So pay attention to this more than, you know, the weekend dynamics, in my opinion. This is really all you need. How do you feel about December 9th top on PEPE last year? Did we top on PEPE December 9th last year? If we're in a simulation, I guess we're going with simulation theory here. So let's see. Oh yeah, look at that. To a T. All right, guys, you heard it here first. We're in a simulation. Today's December 9th. PEPE just topped on December 9th last year. Similar price action, long consolidation, big breakout attempt failing, bleed all the way into February 5th. So from now, I think everyone should sell their PEPE bags and buy it on February 5th. No, I mean, I'm kidding for those of you guys that don't know that I'm kidding, but yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool. We'll see if PEPE tops. As always, my plans are going to be based on charts. I think it's fun to look at those kind of things. And if I start seeing 4-hour trend loss and stuff like that, right? If I see the 4-hour coming up and PEPE is unable to hold the 4-hour trend, it opens up a gap fill to the daily. Do I want to eat that drawdown? Maybe not. Maybe hedge, maybe sell some spot, maybe short, maybe do whatever. Maybe reaccumulate at the daily. Or are we losing the daily? Okay, that looks pretty ugly. Then we're going to probably come to the weekly, right? If then plans, not just, you know, for fun's sake. I have to elaborate on this because I know at least one person in chat is probably thinking I'm being serious with the sell all your PEPE today and buy back February 5th, but wouldn't it be funny if that actually happened? Every alt is losing its 4-hour trend. Yeah, I know. Even like the strong ones like Link. I was going to talk about this anyways, but yeah, Link, one of the strongest coins, right? Holding the 4-hour trend all the way from $14 to $28, a 2x move on the 4-hour trend. This is starting to look like 4-hour trend loss to me. The next obvious place is obviously going to be these levels right here, right? Support. If you really want a nice trigger, I would say maybe run this low into the daily trend, reclaim, there's your deviation, there's your reclaim, probably get bonked one time by the 4-hour trend, you know, something like this. Tag here, long, stop, take profit, probably back at this supply region, something like that. We'll see how this plays out. But yeah, if I was in Link right now and if I was in Perps, I'd be a little bit concerned, right? Taking out the low that led to the last high, market structure break on the 4-hourly. Also, losing the 4-hour trend, couple candle closes below, the last 4-hour candle right here, trying to reclaim, bearishly rejected, just something to be aware of, right? If you're in spot, I'd say just weather the storm if you believe that the Link cycle top is not in. I'm not a high conviction Link holder. I'm friends with a lot of Link guys. I know they have their own targets and such. But if I'm just a trader and I'm holding this long from here or something, right? Maybe I got in on this perfect retest of the confluence of weekly and daily, and I rode this all the way up, and I rode this all the way almost up to this $30 high time frame level, right? And I got 4-hour trend loss. I'm locking that in, man. I'm locking that in. If I caught this and I got 4-hour trend loss, I'm locking that in. Doc, how do you tell if a move is perp led? Initially, I thought 100K break led to a lot of short squeeze, which led to the perp premium. Well, take a look. We can take a look at it together. Huge open interest surge on our 100K break attempt. Right, these are just longs ripping the book right here. Right, this is extremely like a lot of perps were opened up in here. This is a 1-minute chart, right? They were opening at 101, 102, 103, right? So people got pretty horny above 100K. Actually, wait, is this the one? No, this is the one. I was looking at the wrong one. Looking at the wrong one. There you go. During this time, I'm not going to open up Velo right now. This is a whole bunch of work for me to add another screen to the stream. But just people just slamming the books. And then you saw a perp premium, right? This happened, I believe, after hours, right? So it wasn't during New York Stock Exchange Open. It was during Asia market hours, where we don't have like, the Coinbase TWAP going on or anything like that. People did rush up here to start buying spot. But this entire move to begin with was very perp led, and all you really need to do is just look at low time frames and see, like, if you're not good at reading Agar, which I'm not fantastic at, but it's pretty easy to learn how to read TWAP on Agar and stuff like that. If you're not seeing Coinbase and Binance coming into the books and slamming spot bids on Agar or Velo, even if you want to use something that's pretty easy to look at like CVDs, and you just look at, open interest, you're just like, is this just being all of these candles are just coinciding with massive open interest, spikes? And this was like $1 billion of open interest added in under an hour. So it was an extremely strong perp led move. And then last piece is like perps were leading spot, right? So like the perp price was like 103K and the spot price was like 102.2. 102.3, right? So big dissociation between spot and perp prices as well. There's a lot of nuance that goes into that. I'm giving you kind of like an ABC answer right there. I would really have to sit here and go through an entire lecture, but good thing if you're actually interested, if you want to check out Paragon, Magus has got an entire educational course and all this kind of stuff, man. The guy has an infinite library of education where I went to learn all these things from originally. So if you're interested, go check out his educational material. The fact that I see FARTCOIN on the right makes me very happy. Yeah, my FARTCOIN story actually started on stream here. Someone asked me about FARTCOIN down here on stream. We can probably go back and find the clip on stream. Let me see if I can find the exact trade that I marked out for someone. Let me see. I think it was right here. So I basically was like, oh, this is your reaccumulation. I said, I think price was like down here or something. And I was like, if you break out of this level and retest the 4-hourly trend, it's probably a good entry to look for expansion. And guess what FARTCOIN did? It did like, I don't know, a 10, like a 5x or something like that. What is this? 0.3. It did a crazy move. I bought this at 10. Bros, I bought this like here. I just ignored this entire rally and I bought this like at 10. I was like, man, all my friends are in this one. It's a fun coin. We're in a bull market. I want unity. I want to buy a coin that all my friends are in and enjoy the joke. So it's not a big position for me. It's actually a really small position for me, but yeah, I have a FARTCOIN bag. Doge BTC. Can you remind me in a little bit, Jeggers? I don't really feel like looking at that right now, but maybe in like 20 minutes, I'll look at that. I just want to get caught up with chat. If I keep getting distracted with charts, I'm never going to get caught up. I'm trying to get caught up. Excited for Christmas? Very, man. Very excited. Get to enjoy Christmas with family before moving, but hopefully should be like fully packed by then. Look at FWOG? Yeah, for sure. I'll go through in a minute. Thoughts on CS swap? I don't know what that is. Maybe I'm dumb. I don't know what that stands for. Is that like a variation of a VWAP, or is that CS for Counter-Strike? I don't know what that means, man. How are some of your candles red or blue? It's relative volume high delta. It's an indicator. I think there's a public one. I use the Paragon one. All right, I have to. XLM update already lost 110. Should hold it. Reply, please. 5 messages of the same thing. I'm curious, man. You know, I'm curious what you're panicking about. All right. I mean, it's just gonna probably chop around for a long time. You know, it made a crazy move. It did a 6x move in a month. It's probably gonna chop around for a lot longer. Probably gonna be crazy chop for some time. You're still holding the daily trend. If this thing just like does something like this and starts losing the daily, yeah, it's probably fucked. Any advice for someone that's 80% Bitcoin and 20% stables to get alt exposure? Build conviction in coins that you like, that you're willing to weather the storm on. Change your charts to daily and weekly time frame. Look for high time frame support levels. If you get pullbacks on altcoins over the next month, bid those levels. Could you go over how to play rotations? Alan, I did a thread or like a long form tweet on CT on Twitter recently talking about rotations. And honestly, I believe that a lot of people are not, I'm saying this as someone who's not good at this myself, are not great. I'm not great at playing rotations. And I think very few people in this market are actually that good at playing rotations. What even the best, and this is like a well-kept secret, you know, people don't know this, even the people that look like gods at playing rotations are only rotating with like a small portion of their portfolio. They're not taking full stack of their portfolio and week to week jumping from coin to coin. They're taking a small portion, like 5%, 10%, and they're having fun and they're rotating, right? But core conviction, high conviction bags are the way, I think, to play bull markets. But if anyone can link that tweet to Alan, I'd appreciate it, man. If anyone in chat knows the tweet that I'm talking about that I did recently on that, probably like 4 days ago, 5 days ago. I think I'm almost caught up. On low time frame for Bitcoin, doesn't today's price action look very similar to last Monday? You want me to look at low time frame Monday last week? This Monday? I mean, the only thing I'm going to say to you is just choppy, right? This is just Bitcoin marked up to the place that it wanted to mark up. It went from 60K to 100K. It needs to find balance. Altcoins are having fun. I don't know how much juice is left in altcoins before we have to reset this market and move some of that liquidity from Dino coins and coins that I think don't deserve the market caps that they've been given over the past few weeks as mindshare moves from a new rotation to a new rotation. And Bitcoin's just gonna crab until that happens, right? I don't even really open low time frame charts right now, to be honest. If I'm being really honest, I'm not even looking at low time frame charts. So does it look like Monday of last week? Maybe. I'm not gonna open 1 minute charts and look at VWAPs and compare the two, man. Because truthfully, I don't care about it. Straight up. Why'd you change your trend EMAs from Pierre's? Did I change them? I just stayed consistent, man. He used a combination of EMAs and SMAs, and I found one thing that worked for me that was high hit rate and repeatable, and I kind of branched some of his system to fit my needs. So I just used what, you know, I used some of the framework that he uses, right? You know, like if this is the Pierre system, I took pieces that I liked and put them into mine. And this is Magus's system, right? And I took pieces of his system and I put them in mine. And this is Trader XO's system, right? I took pieces of his and I put it in mine. And eventually I had my own, you know, way of navigating the market that worked for me, that made sense to me, that was repeatable and successful. And then, you know, from here, it's just about growing my own, right? Removing junk that I don't want, adding stuff that I like, that I find, you know. So I don't really have a great question, like an answer. It's just, you know, when you're starting off trading, you look at people that are better than you, that can have repeated success. You ask yourself, what are they doing correctly and what can I learn from them? And you start using some of their system. And you're never going to completely know why someone operates the way that they do. They're not going to share every little secret with you, right? So things and pieces that you pick up from other people that are repeatable for you, you just latch onto those and you go down that pathway and ignore kind of the rest. All right, this is the first time I feel like Magus. There's no way I'm getting caught up in chat. I'm sorry I have to skip so many questions. What do you think about currently playing memes with a narrative like Beast Games or Squid Games, especially given memes? I don't care about that narrative, man. I think that's too wild. Maybe there's a rotation, maybe there's a low cap coin, maybe there's like a Gamble Trenches coin that you can play there, but I'm not interested in that. How high do you see PEPE going? It's going to flip SHIB and probably come up short of flipping Doge, somewhere between the two. Market cap, I don't know. Price, I don't know. What are your high conviction plays? PEPE. PEPE. I also really like Grass as my AI deep end play. I think this is very under the radar on CT. You know, there's a core group of people talking about this coin. I think it's extremely undervalued, and honestly, I think it's going to flip some of the coins that people find precious, like Render and FET and all these things. You know, this is actually a revenue generating business. It's easy for people to latch onto. It crosses over the bridge from, you know, traditional companies like Apple, Google, Microsoft, etc. Companies that use data and need data to build AI models. Grass is a really easy business to supply them with data, using people's like at home nodes. And I think they're on pace to make 9 figures of revenue next year, which is something that I don't know what else in crypto is making 9 figures of revenue. So I think it's very under the radar. I think it's still cheap. It's a high conviction play for me. How come I'm moving? Just, it's time to get to a state with no state income tax, to say the least. What is a healthy leverage maintenance margin to operate within this bull? 0. You don't need leverage to make money. 99%. Here's the thing. Here's what I'm going to say to this. If you're not profitable trading spot, you're not going to be profitable trading leverage. That's it. That's the entire story. If you cannot prove to yourself that you can on spot buy range low and sell range high, you can't do it on leverage. Just trade spot. There's so much volatility. There's so much opportunity. Coins are literally doing multiples. We just saw XRP, a coin that has been around forever, add $120 billion to its market cap. It added $120 billion to its market cap. You don't need leverage, bro. You just trade spot. You'll be great. I promise. Can we look at grass? Well, we're looking at grass now. I think it's just ranging. There's an opportunity for it to bottom at the daily trend and put in another higher low, right? And make a third drive and push breakout attempt. It all depends on, I think, the next few days, right? It's still in, like, this is the daily chart. If we come down to the 4-hour, it's still in bearish market structure on the 4-hour. It's at a point where you could consider it starting to bottom, but nothing yet. I would rather just give it time, let more price action play out. If it wants to trade to range lows, action here. This is going to be much higher EV than trying to action at mid-range. Here's your range high, here's your range low, loose ass mid-range right here. You could make the argument that it's going to trend on the daily. But in this environment, I'd rather just wait for something like this and buy this higher versus trying to action here. This is a higher EV bet. Can you go through a previous trade, but specifically on how you enter, break above, rounded retest, and how you exit? That's going to be too long. Barned. I do a lot of that stuff in Paragon if you want to check that out, like full breakdowns of trades and everything like that, but that's going to be really long for the public stream. I'm not caught up, dude. You guys are trying to, every time I think I'm at the bottom, there's just like a whole bunch of new. All right, let me just scroll fast. It's ridiculous. Is Coinbase cucked? That's an interesting question. It traded almost into the level that I thought it was going to trade into, like towards the bull market top, right? So I thought it's going to make new all-time highs. I don't think it's cucked. This is a very clean level. I do think you see brand new Coinbase all-time highs before this market cycle's over. So I don't think it's cucked. Consolidation, trends catch up, probably continuation. It's just going to mirror Bitcoin's price action. If you think Coinbase is cucked, you probably think Bitcoin's cucked. Do you like BONK? Yeah, I think it's a good chart. I think breaking out of a 1-year range is massive. Let's see if I can find the full history. Probably on MEXC. Yeah, this is probably the most history. So this is all I would say I'm concerned about on BONK, right? Like I mentioned, I'm just sticking to high time frames, and I think this is the most important place to stick to, right? So we have our high time frame level on the weekly, right? This is our prior range high. Anytime BONK got into this level, it was rejected, sold into. lower highs, complacency shoulders, bearishly rejected, right? Could not hold above it. This time, we slammed above it. We held it as support. We made another push higher. We're now crabbing on the daily. Nothing to be concerned about on BONK as long as you're holding the daily. If the daily is lost, I'm expecting a gap fill to the weekly. Let's say that this does something like this, right? Crabs, and then you get a big puke. The weekly coincides perfectly with our high time frame level. This is a region of bid. You'll probably reclaim the daily trends, and this will get another crazy parabolic move somewhere in Q1, right? So that, daily trend is support. Support is support until it's no longer support. If support is lost, I expect a gap fill from daily to weekly. Weekly trend by then would probably be confluent with prior, range highs, which is right around 35. This would be the buy the dip opportunity if it's ever given to you. Be patient, hold on to those bags, and look for the next price discovery move. I think Near just finished a perfect, there you go, there's your perfect H4 trend loss, market structure break, gap fill to the daily. Right, so let's just take an SR. High, deviation, rejection, blast through, held as support, H4 trend loss, gap fill to this region. There's your daily trend in H4 100. This is support. This is the region that you want to see Near hold. You want to see bottoming in this location. H4 trend comes down. You reclaim the H4 trend. You're able to go for new all-time highs again. Damn, is there 291 people in here? Holy shit. That's the new all-time high for my stream. You guys want to hit the like button real quick? And subscribe to the stream if you've never subscribed. It's free, and if you decide in a few weeks that you hate me, you can always unsubscribe. Leverage is needed to reduce counterparty risk. No, yeah, it's absolutely, but in order to be in that mindset, first of all, I think you need to be a profitable perp trader, a profitable active trader, right? If you're taking trades on a week in, week out basis, you need to at least prove to yourself that you're profitable enough, I think, to trade perps, right? Or this is the advice that I want to give people, right? But did I take my own advice? Like, I started off with perps too. I traded spot in the last bull market. I understood market structure trading spot. I started learning high time frame context trading spot. But when I decided I'm going to do this full time, I have this X amount of time to prove to myself that I can be a consistently profitable trader, to make this my new reality and leave medicine behind. Obviously, I traded perps, right? I wasn't just trading spot. I was trading perps because you're in a range-bound market. It's a completely different dynamic. The market is not being fruitful. It's not marking up 10x. Everything is liquidity. Everything is ranges. Everything is mean reversion. And I was trading perps back then too, right? So I think there's a different dynamic. But I think 100% people should be, if you're just coming into this market today, leverage is the way that people don't make it in bull markets, man. That's the way that they come in and they think that they're going to make more, and they go, I only have $5,000. I'm not going to make it. I can't buy spot Bitcoin. It's not, just learn good habits, man. Set yourself up for the future. If you're not going to make it this cycle, who cares? There'll be another cycle. There'll be more opportunities. If you're coming in here and YOLO, fuck it, I'm going to gamble it all, and you run out of chips, well, that's what you signed up for. I really don't think you need leverage in a market like this, straight up. I long Doc at 10K followers, about to 10X. Is that when, I think you might be right. It's probably when we became friends. When I joined Paragon as a student, I think I only had 2,500 followers, maybe 3K, somewhere around then. It was 18 months ago. I was a student in Paragon, and I remember DMing Magus being like, dude, I'm so excited. Do I have to wait for I messaged him the middle of February, and I was like, do I have to wait until March 1st? Can I get in there now? And he's like, yeah, the WAP rollouts come in March 1st. And I was like, I'm so pumped. Where do you get the Clinic Daily indicator from? It's my indicator. dude, you don't need mine. You can get them in Paragon. You don't need mine. This is the 4 hourly 100 EMA. You can get these on TradingView for free. 4 hour 100 EMA. And the bottom of it is the 4 hour 200 EMA. I don't know why my keyboard's doing that. That's your clinic daily. Dude, I think I'm caught up with chat. I see the bottom. My indicator, my coin, Fed stream, confirmed. My fart, 100%. Where are you from, bro? Yeah, confirmed Fed stream. There you go, Kimchi. Confirmed Fed stream right there. This guy wants to know what my background is. How can he ask me to spam fart? Let's look at FARTCOIN. I promised you guys I would look at this chart. Let's look at some charts now. Let's look at some things that I want to look at. And then we'll go back to chat and maybe do chart quests at the end. Okay. So, honestly, I could go through the entire history, but we don't really need to worry about all this. This is old doodles and everything like that. I want to focus on the daily. I've been kind of preaching this the whole stream, so let's focus on this. This is how you can make good decisions just based on the daily chart alone. Here's daily demand. This is the last daily wait, where did my thing go? This is the last daily down move before the expansion that led to the top. Right? At the top, daily SFP could not hold above, bearish rejection, lower high, break in market structure, trading below the low, right? That led to this high. Full breakdown. Where do we find support? Daily demand, right? Couple days of holding this as support. You know, there's no perps on this, but if you really were a perp trader and you're like, oh, look, I nailed an entry. I got a, daily sweep into daily demand. Bang, there's another entry there for you. Where's FARTCOIN trading right now? Point of breakdown. Supply block. Last up candle before the down move. So last down move before the up, last down candle before the up move. Last up candle before the down move. Look where we're finding support. Look where we're finding resistance. I presume that one of two things is going to happen, right? If we're in a reversal environment, we'll probably come back to this daily demand, establish a higher low relative to this low, and push through here, right? This is the most bullish scenario. The not so bullish scenario is probably come back down to support, probably go back up to resistance, and this entire thing becomes a long-standing range until we get a range breakout. So those are the two things that I think about FARTCOIN. What could you draw, that both of those plans have in common? Just buy low. Use the daily chart. Use the high time frame. Try to buy below 20. I do think... Here's the thing with FARTCOIN. This thing is so goddamn ridiculous. It's literally called FARTCOIN. It's the most ridiculous coin we've probably ever had in crypto. I know we had some very X-rated coins last cycle that made it to $1 billion market cap. Why did that happen? Because they were ridiculous, right? And I think this coin's ridiculous. When I chart FARTCOIN in Paragon, I literally have to laugh. I can't do it seriously. It's so ridiculous. And I think that in and of itself, in a market that is a Looney Tunes market like crypto, is a good enough thesis. And if you want some extreme left curve exposure to this market, right? If you want some just extreme left curve exposure, you buy a coin like FARTCOIN, you write it off to zero, you go, I'm putting in here whatever. If this coin goes to zero, so be it. That's my loss, right? And whatever that number is for you, not financial advice or anything like that, but you write it, you have fun, right? And maybe it goes to zero, maybe it goes up a lot. But the whole thesis behind this coin is just, it's a silly ass coin. And the funniest thing about it is it's respecting price action so well. This is one of the cleanest 4-hour uptrends I've ever seen, right? And look what happens. You lose a 4-hour trend, daily trend tag. At the top, SFP on the daily. Crab, first time you lose and make a lower low, right? Higher low, higher low, higher low. You make a lower low, the whole thing falls apart. You get to daily demand. You run the low into the daily demand. You find resistance at daily POB. Like, this is a price action trader's dream right here. I had to do that for the boys. I know Agony and Sam and everyone's in chat, so I had to talk about FARTCOIN for the boys. Are you a real doctor? No. I mean, yes and no. I went to med school. I passed boards. I was going to go to residency. I was going to apply for the match here in 2022. At the end of 2022 was my opportunity to apply for the match and go for, interviews and get matched. And, spring of 2023, March 2023, I decided not to do that because I fell in love with trading in 2022 and went full time as a trader in 2022. And I was just like, I'm not going for that. So I think, half-assed, yes and no. Do I consider myself a doctor at this point? No, I'm not. I'm not a practicing physician. Could I go back and apply for residency? Yes, I could. Will I do that? Unlikely. Insert "you are not serious people" meme. Yeah, that's this entire industry, man. All right, cool. We're good. But we're done with chat. We did it. We did it, fam. We fucking did it. Okay, let's take a look at Bitcoin. Yeah, so I have an alert here. I'm just kind of waiting and watching for the rest of the day. See what kind of reaction we get on Bitcoin here. And then again, on stuff like Total 3 and others when we get to this region. So send alert down here as well. Things don't work out well, but hey, maybe. Stock market could be a sign of weakness here as well on the stock market. Could make its own little mini correction heading into the end of the year. It's not big moves, but I guess it's a 1% move. Jesus Christ, they have it so good in TradFi. What are other coins we want to talk about? I said FWOG, right? This looks like to me that it just wants to put in a long accumulation, right? It doesn't seem to me that, FWOG's in any rush to go to like a couple billion ASAP, right? So all I really want to see on something like FWOG is just sideways for longer, right? Wherever this accumulation forms, and it's already started to form, just continue going sideways, right? Continue going sideways, build up a nice rounded bottom base, and we'll be ready for round 2, leg 2, I believe, in Q1, right? It's been my thesis for a while that majority of the meme coins are going to go bonkers beyond people's wildest imaginations in probably February of next year. So we're in December. It's only like 2 months away. We'll probably, count for some chop on coins, right? Some chop, a correction, a markup, and this markup will be probably the market cycle top markup, and I think meme coins will go nutty. So I don't really have too much to say on FWOG. Sold some near the top, bought some near the bottom. I'm just chilling on the bag. I'm just gonna wait it out. There's nothing left to do and nothing left to say, just to be patient. I think another thing is this weekly trend can keep catching up, and this could end up being confluent with range lows, right, and help us really form this range low here on FWOG. How old am I? Nice try, Fed. Bro, you brought the Feds with you, Kimchi. Can hear your cat? Oh, that's cool. He's like 5 feet away. Yeah, I think he wants me to open the door to let him out. So let me do that. It's kind of ignoring him, but let me let him out. Sometimes I have a bias to one direction but struggle finding an entry on low time frame because my triggers are too restrictive and end up missing the move. Sometimes I find my bias in one direction, but I struggle finding my entry on low time frame because my triggers are too restrictive. Dude, you answer your own question. I don't think... Look. You're typing that, and you know what the answer is. You know what the answer is. Sometimes I have a bias in one direction, so you know which way that you think the coin's going to move. Right? So you're like, hey, man, this is support. I think that this should bounce from this region. Right? And then the next thing you do is you go to low time frames. You try to find a picture perfect entry because what every trader wants to do is have a 1 risk, 10 reward setup, right? So they're trying to nail in a low time frame entry, SFP into this order block, whatever, get in right there, put your invalidation right below the wick. Or you're being too cute and you're like, it's come to this level and I want to trigger, right? I don't want to just sit in this chop. I don't want to just buy low. I want a perfect ideal trigger, and that trigger never comes, and then it rips without you. All right, so just trade higher time frames, man. Trade higher time frames. Look for, the lowest time frame that I trade nowadays, honestly, is like 4-hour charts. I think people know me for that, trading hourly charts, 4-hour charts, daily charts, weekly charts. That's really where I make the most of my money. And this, I'm going to end up doing a review. Last year I did a 2023 performance review and lessons learned. I did it on the public channel. I wasn't in Paragon back then. I think I'm going to do that again this year. And one of the things, reflections from 2024 was lifestyle changes. The way that I found trading this year the best was trading scalp in summer, meaning dedicating a few hours to charts, taking a trade, closing that trade within a few hours, 6 hours at most, something like that, and moving on, right? And not holding positions and not having overnight positions. And if I don't get a trade that day, I don't get a trade that day, and whatever. And then just being kind of a portfolio manager the rest of the year. I think that was the most suitable for me. When I was no life in crypto in 2022 and 2023, I was up all hours of the night. I was sleeping irregular. I completely nuked my health, like full rug on health. And I just can't keep doing that, man. And one of the problems with trading 4-hour charts is sometimes the triggers come at 3 a.m, and sometimes they come at, when you're away and you go grocery shopping and you miss this and you miss that, and it's very tough to be active, for those things. So, one thing that I may do next year is switch to more extremes, right? Instead of sitting right here in the middle, I may go all the way to the low time frame, all the way to the high time frame, and just cut this part out completely. We'll see. Something that I'm thinking about making a change going into next year. And the reason I'm doing this, I never had enough confidence in my low time frame trading. I was always like, I'd say a scratch trader trading low time frames. I don't even think I had the right mentality for it, right? It didn't suit my personality. But all summer this year, I basically did that. I kind of, didn't talk about it much. But that's really what I did all summer, is just trade low time frames and develop enough confidence in myself that I can execute and be consistently profitable in lower time frame trading too. So it's something I might switch to in the future. Outdoor cat, not your cat. I meant out of my room, not out of the house. All right, for those of you guys don't know, Rooftop Kimchi in chat, he's my quant. This guy is prophetically accurate at using things that I find quite insane to predict markets, and more often than not, the guy nails things. So if you want a quant that is, going to be your spiritual leader, and make crazy predictions, go follow Rooftop Kimchi on Twitter. Sounds like a resolution. I guess so. I don't know if I would call it a resolution. I think it would just be a change. Like, I don't like making a lot of changes on the flies. I like making game plans and then, structuring things that way. So I feel like just using the year end. Maybe it's a symbolic thing. Maybe it's like a tax cycle thing. Maybe it's a, portfolio goals for the year kind of thing. But I think that'd be a good time to kind of switch to that. But, realistically, it may not happen in January. It's probably going to be when I think the cycle's topped, or at least when I start scaling out of spot positions and I'm like fully out of the market, even if I completely miss the top and it goes higher, who knows. That's probably when I'll start swapping over that strategy. Yeah. What sectors do you think will perform the best in December? So the market does this thing, right, where it loves AI and it loves memes. Those are the two winners so far this cycle. Everything else that comes in narrative, we don't see coming, right? If it's RWA, it's because Larry Fink is shilling bags on CNBC and talking about tokenization. If it's, AI agents, they kind of come out of the blue and take the market by storm. If it's, ETH, I don't know, whatever narratives we've had this cycle, they're not well known. People don't predict them, right? So asking me to predict what's coming next is impossible. I can't do that. But what I will tell you is the market always comes back to these two. When it has nothing else to bid, it just goes back to what it's known, what it's used to bidding, and it'll start bidding AI and meme coins. But what we've done over the last month, we've repriced every sector. We gave L1s, L2s, memes, AI, RWA, staking coins, ETH, Solana meme coins, Solana ecosystem, ETH ecosystem. We did Dino coins. We did everything under the sun. We gave every sector a rotation. DeFi got a rotation, right? So we've run through everything. And now, in my opinion, what's most likely is this liquidity. Someone's going to take profits from DeFi. Someone's going to take profits from here, right? All of these things will bleed out a little bit, and then they'll reshuffle their money into what they find to be their highest conviction, whether that's AI or memes or maybe a third sector, right? And that's how you get growing trends, right? You reprice everything, people take profits, people reshuffle, people reposition into what they find their highest conviction. Sometimes they go further down the risk scale, meaning they go to memes. Sometimes they go up the risk, they remove risk and they go to like majors and they just park money in ETH, right? So if you take a bag that's in the middle and you caught a good trade, sometimes you go gamble and you go, I'm going to buy this meme coin. And sometimes you go, I'm just going to go buy some Solana and buy some ETH. So we'll have to wait and see. I'm not going to be able to predict what's going to happen next, to be honest, man. How's my handwriting with a mouse? I'm really proud of this A. It looks very, very artistic. Was not on purpose, but I fuck with it. Dude, high time frame is easier to trade. I mean, at least for me, I think it's just so simple. It removes so much of the noise. For me, like 4-hour charts to build my like medium time frame structure and bias and game plan, daily and weekly charts to understand where I am in the context, right? So anytime I open up any chart, the first thing I always do is check the weekly. Go to the weekly and, something like, let's do ETH. Right? This is the best example I can give you. Where's ETH trading? Right? Is ETH trading at support? Is it trading at resistance? Trading at resistance. Do I want to open longs here into resistance? No. I caught a long. I don't even know if I talked about this publicly. I caught a long from 2200. I closed at 37. I didn't close at the Pico top. Closed at 37. Why did I close at 37? Seemed good enough. I made a bunch of money. We're getting up into these levels. Do I know that we're going to front run? Right? Consensus levels. Sometimes they get front runs. Sometimes they get blasted through. I close that. Am I going to open fresh longs in this area? No. Right? So then that helps build my bias for lower time frames. And I go, okay, well, what's this? What's the structure forming here? Doesn't look fantastic. Right? We trade in this level. We're now trading below the low that led to the high. A little bit of a market structure break. This looks like a bearish rejection of the 4-hour trend. We could trade a little bit lower. Maybe we trade in the daily. Maybe we trade at the bottom of this daily. This is good opportunity in this region. I'd probably long this, right? That's probably a good region to get into some longs. Maybe we clean up this wick. That's probably a pretty decent area to pick up some ETH longs. I'm not super interested in here, right? So, you know, your hit rate on low time frame goes up when you understand the high time frame context as well. Something, you know, can be bullish on the 10-minute chart, excuse me, the 15-minute chart, but it's just getting brutalized on the 4-hour, right? And you look at this and you go, man, I'm buying a, you know, a move, or I'm buying a pullback on the 15-minute chart, and just get bonked by your high time frame trend and get rejected. LGBT coins undervalued sector, brother. I haven't seen anyone mention that sector even in a joking manner. That's fantastic. I lose sleep having money on centralized exchanges. Excuse me. Sorry, man. Still a little sick. Yeah, dude, you don't need to hold your spot positioning on centralized exchanges. Hold it in your own wallets. Don't, you know, self-custody your coins. There's a wallet for every single coin out there in the market. You don't need to what do you call it? Hold that on centralized exchanges. Just active trading money. What do you think about the gaming sector? Zero interest. Below zero interest. Never had less interest in a sector in this market than the gaming sector. We don't have the right incentive structures in crypto for crypto gaming to succeed. We have games that are loosely attached to crypto, but the incentive structure doesn't make sense. We have better games that are non-crypto games. So if I'm going to play a video game for fun, right? If I'm just going to play for fun, I'm not playing a crypto game. And if I'm playing a game for money, yeah, maybe I'll play a crypto game. But then we need to have the right incentive structure to make sure that people get rich. We did this pretty decently last cycle with DeFi and GameFi. I don't think we have the same Ponzi-related structures in GameFi today. What people are trying to do is actually build good games in crypto now. And unless those games are better than the games that are already out, like unless they make a fucking Destiny or Call of Duty or whatever, you know, it's gonna be tough for people to be like, yeah, I'll play this crypto game. So yeah, it's a speculative, you know, part of crypto. Sector could do well, but I'm not interested in it at all, man. KSAR? Okay, let's check, man. I see you. If it's not on, yeah, so if it's not on TradingView, I can't check it. Let me see if I spelled it right. Where'd it go? Where's your question? QUASAR. Okay, so it's not on TradingView, so it's gonna be tough for me to find that coin, man. Thoughts on whiff? Yeah, let's do it. Back at daily trend, right? Is it just crabbing? Found new value? Just remember kind of like where all these things happen. So these are really old levels. I haven't used my dark. Oh wait, that's why it's not the perp chart. There you go. Range, right? This is the range that I speculated on happening for whiff all the way back in summer. I was like, give me a 6-month range. We got a 6-month range. We broke out of this range. The daily trend came up. Whiff was getting fudded to death in this region. It continued holding and holding and holding and holding and holding. Right? We're in bullish market structure. Right? Higher high, higher low, higher high. Hopefully another higher low in this region. So you're at the daily trend right now. Is this the best coin to be trading in the market right now? Probably not. If you want positioning in whiff and you believe that it's going to go much higher, buying in here was not a bad idea. Absolutely not. If you want to actively trade this and you go, you know, I'm not here for the cycle top trade, you know, just understand that you traded into resistance. You want to take profits, take profits. I didn't, you know, I have a little bit of whiff spot. I didn't sell this up here. I'm just holding the bag, right? If whiff ends up getting bodied, right, and this continues coming up, let's do it like this, right? This continues trading up. We're not able to do much. We eventually lose the daily trend. We come down. We tag the weekly. Well, guess what? We're back at my entry. We've tested the weekly now. This is probably going to be a place where I add to my spot if I have stables and I feel like buying more whiff, right? And then I look for the next move. The market is catering right now to big moves, guys, like massive moves, right? But you have to deal with this. You have to deal with this to get those sometimes, right? And what everyone wants is to buy a coin and watch it 3x the next day. Just have patience and you'll get these big moves, but you're probably not going to be able to time it perfectly. But, you know, generalized thoughts on whiff. Let me tell you a little bit though more about this. Whiff reminds me a lot about PEPE in 2024, man. It was a loved coin. It started getting shit on by like everyone on CT. Like I'm talking about PEPE here. It was underperforming other meme coins. A lot of the, you know, PEPE kind of maximalists, not maximalists, like enjoyers capitulated, left PEPE, chased other coins, dumped their bags, you know, fucked off. It was not great. Right? And, you know, just PEPE just kept surviving. This core group of holders, you know, believing that they're right about their thesis. And it survived. And all whiff really has to do if it wants to, you know, continue trying, just survive, right? You're getting hit with FUD and FUD and FUD and you're underperforming. But you are listed on Robinhood and you are listed on Coinbase and you are a cute little dog with a hat, right? So as long as the whiff bros just keep vibing and vibing and vibing, and you know, even if this happens, right, where we push and we lose this, tag the weekly, right? Maybe you run all these lows. I think this is mega opportunity for a monster trade. Right? I think there's opportunities in these coins, but people want that, like the move today. What's my best trade this cycle? PEPE. What did I sit in for 9 months last year? This. Sat in this for 9 months before I was handed these moves, right? Look at this here, right? Closed a lot of PEPE on daily trend loss, but still reaccumulated. How long did this take before PEPE blasted off? Was I looking at every single little move in here and being like, buy, sell, trade, short, long? No, I'm just like, the high time frame is the high time frame. Stay patient, wait for those moments, add when you get confirmation of strength. Found some value. What that means is the concept of repricing, basically, right? You take a coin that's trading at, let's call this $1 to $2, right? You mark it up to $2 and $3. Let's call it $3, right? You mark it up to $3. The market's asking, are there buyers here? Or are there only sellers? If there's only sellers, that's kind of like failed. It's probably going to trade back into this region. If we start finding some buyers up here, right? Buyers in this region, sellers in this region, it starts developing new value. The market has accepted this as brand new value. That's what I mean about, you know, you could use this example as PEPE. The market is accepting this as new value, right? It's finding range high expensive, it's finding range low cheap, right? People are coming in. This is brand new value being developed on PEPE. Same thing with whiff, right? It spent 6 months in the range, it marked up. People did continue to defend these lows. They're finding this to be cheap. They're positioning here. They're buying coins here. You don't need to be the first one in either way, right? But as you see this continue to develop, you go, well, the market's defending this level. Maybe there's a trade here. Whole Spotify playlist is need to get a new keyboard. I'm sure you'll find it. Even type in like just Blade Runner vibes. I'm sure you'll get it, but that's the name of the playlist. I missed PEPE. Is there another coin that you think like PEPE? No. Straight up, I don't think there's another Pepe. I don't think there's another coin this cycle that I know of that's going to pull a 500x and go into the top 10 and flip SHIB. That was my one conviction. I like other meme coins. I like FWOG a lot. I'm really bullish on this coin, but do I think it's going to pull a Pepe? I don't think so. Do I think it's going to go to a top 10 market cap coin? I don't think so. But nonetheless, I think there's a fantastic trade to accumulate FWOG while it's down here and prepare for the next leg to 1, 2, 3 billion, right? But you just got to tough out this chop. So coins like Kai and Bert and Chill Guy, I'm not not doing much with those. Like, I'm not trading those. I'm not paying attention to those. But you know who is Charlie, BTC Charlie, partner of Paragon. He crushing those coins, like all of them. He's absolutely murdering the trenches right now. And he streams weekly. I think he'll be streaming on Thursday publicly. No, maybe tomorrow. I don't know if he's still on vacation. But he's taking a little mini vacation, but he streams and he's a great person to ask about low cap memes, man. He's crushing those coins. You called for $10 to $15 billion market cap for Pepe and then update. I didn't do either of those things. I said always SHIB flippening. If people, if I said market cap targets, is because people ask me. They go, Doc, what market cap? And I go, brother, I don't know. We're just flipping SHIB. We're flipping SHIB. We're flipping SHIB. Right? That's what I say. And then they go, no, but just, you know, tell me a market cap target, right? And then I say those things. So 10 to 15, I don't even know what SHIB's market cap is right now. Let's do this chart. Hold on. Let's go to this chart right here. This is Pepe SHIB. This is the flippening, which is 52% away. So whatever market cap that is, right? That's high key a target. Can it keep going higher? It can keep going higher. But this is kind of the massive target that I've been aiming for forever. So we'll see what happens when this is hit. The $40 billion target is SHIB's all-time high. So SHIB last cycle hit $40 billion at the cycle top. Can I see Pepe going to 40 billion? 100%. 100%. I don't even know where on the chart that puts Pepe, to be honest. Let's just say this is 10. Right? We're somewhere around 10. Jesus. Where does 40 billion put us? So that knocks off a 0, right? That puts us, you know, that knocks off a 0 onto Pepe. Can I see that? Absolutely. Can I see it get to $70 billion market cap, which is Doge's 2021 market cap all-time high? I can see that too. 100%. Here's the thing. With Pepe, the whole time I was saying, this is undervalued. This is undervalued. This is undervalued. This is undervalued. Fair value, absolute fair value for Pepe is flipping SHIB and being the number 2 meme coin in the market. That's fair value. That is Pepe achieving fair value. In crypto, do things just go to fair value and then top? Not a lot of the time. A lot of times they overextend and people get really hyped on them and they go way beyond what fair value is and then they dump 90%. So can I see Pepe going to some ridiculous targets and then dumping 90%? Of course. So anytime people say market cap targets, I try to avoid those. I just kind of stick with like, this is the thesis. I'm taking this coin from undervalued and I'm looking for that value of flipping SHIB. So you were a spot holder and not a trader. No, I'm 100% a trader, man. 100%. I wouldn't be in this position if I wasn't a trader. But here's the thing. In a bull market, I'm not going to out trade a bull market. You're not going to out trade a bull market. There's 0.01% of us that are going to run up our perp accounts higher than our spot accounts in a bull market. No one out here is doing this. I don't care how good you think people are at trading. Their spot portfolio is still beating their perp portfolio. And the perp portfolio in a bull market serves one main purpose, right? To take advantage of really obvious trades when they come, like big flushes and stuff like that, and to keep yourself busy on a day-to-day basis so you're not tempted to sell early or adjust positioning or rotate, or my bag is boring and it's just going sideways for 3 weeks and everyone's making money and having fun. When the markets are not so forgiving, all I'm doing is trading. What is there to do with spot, right? What is there to do with spot in this region? There's nothing to do but trade. Nothing to do but trade. But when you're in a bull market like this, you're basically, your goal is, can I identify the top? Can I ride my bags to the top? Can I sell the top? Because whatever this move is, it's going to 50x outperform whatever you're trying to do trading intraday. Yeah, like Kimchi. The only guy I know that's probably like crushing trading over spot is probably like Enas. Like Pigeon, he's taking like 8-figure P&L trades. Like that guy's absurdly large size, right? And he wants to trade. He probably doesn't want to trade spot, but that guy's good, man. He's one of the best Bybit leaderboard trader, right? How many of those guys are there out here that have the ability and the size to out trade a bull market? Not many of us. And that's just the blatant truth that most of you guys don't want to hear. But the thing is, if you don't know how to trade, you're gonna fuck this up, right? What makes you think that you can take a coin from point A to point B if you have no idea what you're doing and no background and no skill set and no foundation and no concept of charts, no concept of risk, no concept of froth, nothing. You have no system to navigate the market, but you're just like, I'm just gonna sell the top. I'm gonna wing it. It's not gonna happen, bro. It's not gonna happen for you, man. Can you explain your exit strategy on PEPE? I don't know if I want to do that in a public stream. I think if you've been watching my streams long enough, you probably have an idea, but probably won't be saying that in public. As my perp account increases through my leverage has decreased. Let me tell you this, guys. I wouldn't have a spot portfolio if it wasn't for perp trading. The first year that I was trading full time, my entire goal was like, I started off with like no money in this market, dude. I was taking like a 2K account, right? A super small. I was taking a 2K account, and I was, it would take me a while, a few weeks, a few months, right? It'd take me a while to make it to 4K. And then what I would do is take $2,000, throw it in spot, start it again, and go to 4K, and take $2,000 and throw it in spot, and keep building larger and larger and larger and larger spot bags. And then guess what happens when the market goes from a range bound environment to a trending environment? These spot bags start going up 2, 3, 4, 5x. Guess how much your capital grows, right? Then you have more capital. Then you go, okay, my perp accounts don't need to be 2K anymore. They can be 5K. Okay, they don't need to be 5K anymore. They can be 10K. Right? And the overall risk of 10K compared to your 200K spot account is not much, right? And then you start taking more risks. Then you start doing, a challenge accounts. And you're like, look, instead of trading this responsibly, like an income from 10K to 20K, let me try to run it up to 100, right? Like I've got the skill set now. I've proven to myself over month, over month, over month, over month, over month. I've got the skill set to do this. Let me take more risk. Let me take more risk. In the beginning of my journey, my perp portfolio was a very large size of my total capital, right? So if this is like, the split between my spot and my perps, something like this. And the spot kept growing, and the spot kept growing, and the spot kept growing, and the spot kept growing until like my allocation ended up being like this. The spot is like this, and the perps are like that. And then this thing, when it does a 2x versus this doing a 50x, right? I don't need to take as much risk to make that much money. I can take high time frame trades. I can sit, I can sit through chop and trade daily charts, weekly charts. I can come to what, crypto is here for, is to get us the 5-10x's and make sure that I've positioned myself for those 5 to 10x's versus trying to do that actively intraday trading. It's all like one game. The whole thing blends together. It's like a playground, right? You go out, you can play basketball, football, soccer. You can do whatever you want. You can play different games. It's the goal is just to make money, right? And you can find different ways to make that money. And for some people, it's all spot. For some people, it's all leverage. For some people, it's only day trading. For some people, it's swing trading. For some people, it's using EMAs. For some people, it's using price action. The end goal is just this. How do I make my portfolio look like this? That's it. In the least stressful way possible, where I can enjoy my life and have a social life. Yeah, there you go. Like 100%, Jingo. Like that, I started in the bear market, right? Like 100%, you can run up perp accounts like crazy. I think a couple of my friends have done like, dude, who remember Jingo NYC? What did he 50x'd his portfolio in like 2 months last year in Q4? Absolute monsters out here. There you go, Darren. I think it's the same way. I think perps are a mechanism to build spot bags. They're also a source of income, right? So like you're not micromanaging spot, right, all the time. You're not going like, all right, my spot's up, time to take 5% out and put it in the bank to pay bills, right? You're not doing that. You're holding these things for a lot higher, so you're not like destroying your profits before the trade has been realized. And then you intraday and intraweek and swing trade and all that. And those profits, you have to decide, hey, am I going to be an investor? Am I going to buy a new car? Am I going to, go buy groceries? Am I put in a bank account? Am I going to go put it in a Roth IRA? Am I going to go buy boomer stocks, right? It's income. And for a trader like me who's trading for a living, my income is perp trading. That's my income. But like, anyone with a 9-to-5, like a doctor, right? Like if I was in medicine right now, am I making generational wealth being a doctor? No. Even if I'm making 200K a year, there's expenses, there's bills, you got to save up. Like how many years is it going to take me to build enough capital to get myself out of the rat race? Still still over a decade. Student loans, so many things going on. If I'm a trader, I don't have a source of income. If I'm a full-time trader, my source of income is trading, right? That that doctor, what is he going to do? How is he going to get to generational wealth? He's going to invest his money. He's going to buy Apple, Google, Nvidia, Microsoft, maybe Bitcoin. What are people in crypto doing to make generational wealth? They're doing the same thing. They trade for an income, they trade to build bags, and they invest those bags and take big spot positions to absolutely do multiples on their total capital when the conditions are right. So you trade to build capital, like an income, and then you invest that capital to do multitudes on that capital, like an investment, right? The same way anyone else do, the same way a doctor would, the same way a teacher would. The only way to get out of the rat race is like own equity, invest money, own a business. Like that's the way to get out of the rat race. And it's the same thing for crypto, right? If you're trading and you've been trading this market for 7 years and you've decided that, I'm never going to put money in Bitcoin, and you've been around since Bitcoin was $200 and Bitcoin's at 100K now, and you're just like, I don't believe in this industry at all, I'm just going to trade, you've screwed yourself out of generational wealth by not investing in the industry that you you know, log in and read about every single day. Anyways, rant over. I just need a 150x, man. You're like a crack addict. Just one more hit, dude. Just one more hit. No, NYC is for sure nuts. I mean, the reason he's nuts is because he's probably got the biggest sack out of anyone in crypto. The guy just eats drawdown and just like, whatever. The guy will just have a position. It'll be down 60%. He'll have it levered and he'll be like, fuck it. Just let it sit there for like 6 weeks. It'll be fine. No one has the balls that he has. Can you recommend intensive training for TA? I mean, watch my streams, watch Magus's streams, watch Charlie's streams. And then start trading. At the end of the day, like, you want to make it as a tennis player or a basketball player. Yeah, you start off watching tape, you watch basketball players play, you learn the game. But the game is not watching, the game is doing. So TA, in my opinion, is the ABCs, man. It's the easiest thing to learn. It's the quickest thing to learn. You can learn it in a few weeks. You can learn it very quickly. You know, watch Trader XO too. He streams public all the time. So Trader XO, Magus, Charlie. Not to show myself, but you're in my stream. Like, hopefully you learned something today. You know, I went through a lot of charts. I'm hoping that you picked something up. And then go out and practice. Right? Like, watching teaches you a little bit, but doing teaches you everything. You got to actually do and fail and do it again and fail again and do it again and fail again. Until you figure something out and something clicks and you got one thing going for you and you're like, this trade works for me 7 out of 10 times or 6 out of 10 times. I'm just going to keep looking for that one trade. How would you play with 200K? All right. Instead of 200K, tell me about what percentage of your portfolio. Oh, that's crazy. I mean, 200K to me and 200K to you and 200K to someone else, they're all going to mean something else, right? To some people, 200K is like mind-blowing money that they never even dreamed of. To you, that could be like pocket money. You're just like, I'm just going to throw, instead of buying a Lambo, let me just throw this at a fucking 30x long on a shitcoin. So, yeah. The way you asked it is just like, what would you do with pocket money, right? So what would I do with pocket money right now? Depends on goals again too, right? Like, how much risk are you willing to take? Are you zero or heroing it? Are you like, I need to take the max risk possible for the max reward? You need to be in the fucking AI agent trenches right now, dude. You need to be like on base and AI agents, and you're trying to zero or hero that money. And throw some darts and spread that around, and you know, I think that's the way you do it. If you buy something like FWOG, could get like a 5x on that. More if we go complete batshit crazy. It's $1 million. You buy something like grass, that's probably another 5x. You want to do a degen account? That's another thing you could do. I don't know if you've ever traded 200K and just been like, this is a degen account. Let's fucking run it. My strategy with 200K on like a degen account is all I'm doing is buying Bitcoin pukes from now till cycle end. I'm literally just staring there and setting alerts, and I'm like, all right, here we go. Leverage flush, slam market buy, full stack, send it. Probably my only strategy for that size. Yeah, I don't know what's on my screen right now. I doodled a lot. I rambled a lot. I lectured a little bit. I ranted a little bit. Hopefully some of that was valuable to someone. 200K all in USDT. How much money is enough to start trading full time? I would say the most responsible thing is 2 years of runway where you've got mortgage, house, rent, groceries, living, vacations, whatever covered. 2 years of money covered. And then it doesn't matter how much you start with trading. You can start with $500, you can start with $1,000, you can start with $5,000, you can start with $100,000. It doesn't really matter. I would say the only number that should be important is don't make it low enough to where you don't care. You should feel a little bit of stress when you take trades. If your net worth is like $1 million and you're trading with 1,000, you're probably not going to give a fuck about that $1,000, and it's not going to be the right emotional training for trading, because a lot of trading is emotional. So you need to trade with a size that at least your brain goes, damn, I don't want to fucking lose this much money. That sucks, bro. I could have done this with that. I could have done that with that, right? So for each person, it's a little bit different, but as long as you have enough runway to cover your living expenses, I don't think there's a wrong answer for the stack that you're trading with. Like I said, it just needs to be enough that you feel some stress. It shouldn't be paper trade money. It shouldn't be like, I'm just going to sit here and trade with $10 to try to learn because that'll teach me TA, because that's not going to teach you shit. Not pocket money, but basically my trading stack. Would like a cheeky 1 mil at the end of this bull. Dude, I think there's a lot of 5x opportunities in, like, straight up, man. These 2 bags, and I'm not just saying this because they're my bags. I wouldn't own them if I didn't believe this, but I think there's a 5x from here, right? Especially if you get, like, especially if you get this. You get, like, 30 or 25, right? You get these levels on FWOG. I think there's $1 billion market cap coin for sure. You're getting a 5x on that, but develop the conviction in it so you don't paper hands it, and you could sit through some of this chop. I think grass is 100% a 5x too. Like I think this is just the beginning of a chart that starts trending, right? This is your initial range. You mark up out of this range. If you get range low, that's a $2 entry. If you get to like $10, that is, I still think, undervalued compared to other AI DePIN projects like FET and Render. And I think this is better fundamentals per valuation than stuff like Render and FET. So, like, I think this is 5x just to get repriced to fairish valuation. But again, like, you're not gonna, don't just listen to me. Like, learn about the coins, develop conviction, see if you have the, the conviction to sit in chop, right? What if this chops around for 3 more months or 2 more months? What if this deviates below the range low? Are you gonna cut your stack at this bottom? If it reclaims, are you gonna say, okay, that's a good deviation, entry trigger. I don't care about the money that I lost on this range low. I'm buying back here, right? Like, multiple if-then plans for this kind of stuff. If it's me, I'm just going like, I'm just going to give it more breathing room. I'm not going to cut this stack down here. I have high conviction. This is a nasty shakeout that I think looks terrible. Let's give it more breathing room. Those are bets that people can make only when they have high conviction and shit. A lot of people don't have high conviction and shit. They just kind of borrow conviction from one another. Hey, this guy told me about this coin, so I'm buying it. This guy told me about this, so I'm buying it. So even if you buy something that's fantastic and you're like, dude, these guys have been telling me about hyper liquid, man. I think it's a good trade. And TG comes and it's like $3 and you slam 4% of your portfolio in it and it does a crazy move. And you go, damn, why'd I only put 4% of my portfolio into this thing? Is a banger. It's because you didn't have conviction in your trade. You're borrowing conviction from someone else. You had no idea what you were buying. You just listened to someone else. Then another trade comes along and your homie's telling you, dude, this is the one, this is the one. And you buy it and it bleeds out and you go, you put 20% of your portfolio in this and you're like, fuck, I'm down bad. I can't handle this. I'm just bleeding capital. Fuck this. That guy was wrong. And then it does that. You had no conviction. Meanwhile, your homie just held through this because he's just chilling. It's like, that's fine. It'll be all right in a few weeks, few months. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, right? That's part of the game. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Like, that's how your buddy's thinking about it, but you're like stressed about it. These are borrowed conviction things. Having your own conviction in a trade really helps you weather storm and chop and uncertainty and underperformance. I don't understand people saying, man, I hope I can get another whole port 2 to 3x from here. Like, bros, we just had a 10x your port month. Everyone gets more bullish. God damn it, slap yourselves. Yeah, man, there'll be another rally. I think like if you guys missed the top of the stream, I basically said that, like, I think we're at the checkpoint, right? So first leg of the rally, checkpoint, whether that looks like a gnarly correction, whether that looks like a range with a shakeout, right? Bitcoin shakeout at range low, reclaim, just like we had on the ETF. So like a flat correction, which we're used to all cycle, or it has one of these, right? And it leads to another leg, right? So I think we're done with leg one. We're in this period on Bitcoin, and this leg comes in probably January, and if it comes sooner, I'll be more than thrilled, but base case is that it comes in January. That's how I believe. You know, I could be wrong. One of my, I think, weaknesses in markets is I kind of overestimate time frames. I've noticed that about myself. I always give myself longer. I'm like, it'll take longer. It'll take longer. Maybe that's a good thing because I'm just so, like, an edge of mine is patience. I have more patience than the average trader, and that helps me, I think, navigate this market better than some people. But at the same time, I've been known to overestimate time frames. Sometimes it works out though. Like I thought that, you know, very few people thought that this market could range for 6 months this year, and it, you know, I was one of those few people, and it kind of worked out. So that's an example of me being, you know, right on a time frame. How do you feel about PEPE? Is that the Chinese PEPE? I don't have any feelings, man. Probably, you know, people are looking for PEPE beta plays. Some people are going to rush to FWOG. Some people are going to go to POO. Some people are going to go to PEPE. Everyone's just kind of FOMOing and being like, how do I catch the next PEPE? What do I buy now? So, you know, focus on the chart. I don't know anything about holders. I don't know anything about community, artwork. I don't know anything about PEPE, man. I just remember it as like a one-time, like that thing banged hard when it launched. What do you think about POPCAT swing trade? I'm glad someone asked me. Okay, well, these are the levels that I've had marked out on POPCAT for a while. Let's see if we can take a look. All right, so we can ignore this box. We'll even ignore this one. Here's your range. All right, let me come to lower time frames so it's even cleaner. Go to the 4-hour chart. Here's your range. Range low, range high, deviation above range high. What does that mean? You can't expand above range high, warning sign for trends, trend loss, gap fill, right? So if you lose range high, you're probably going to trade back to range low. You lose daily trend, you're probably going to trade back to the weekly trend. We traded into the weekly trend. We traded into range low. I think this is just opportunity to buy POPCAT at range low, right? This is the place for bulls to defend. Weekly trend confluence, range low confluence. If there's a massive crazy event that shakes people out, underneath this low would be a good place to position, good place to accumulate POPCAT. If you're looking for just a trade, it would be to range high. If you're looking for much more audacious targets, obviously new all-time highs in price discovery. When it's in those moments, again, use trends to carry your bias when you're in price discovery. That's about it. Simple if-then plans. Range low, weekly trend, gap fill from daily to weekly. Right now you're in crab market, right? You're crabbing on, you know, above the weekly, below the daily. Daily trends basically flattened out. It's not giving you any edge one way or another. just chill. Nothing much to look at, right? If you're bullish POPCAT, you know, take a look at this on lower time frames. Again, I wouldn't buy this because it's like kind of like no man's land junkie. If you're gonna take a trigger on POPCAT, you're basically looking at Bitcoin and saying, okay, I think Bitcoin's locally bottomed. Let me buy the beta asset. Look at POPCAT. Maybe it's leading on something like spaghetti. It's not. PEPE looks strong. Floki looks strong. BONK looks strong. Is POPCAT even anywhere up here? I don't see POPCAT anywhere up here. So these are the coins you should be focusing on for local trades instead of, you know, probably POPCAT. I love the Jingo Sensei arc, bro. I'm fucking, this guy's schooling people now. Let's go, Jingo, dude. For those of you guys who don't know Jingo, when I first opened up the clinic 2 years ago, Jingo, when did you join the clinic, man? You were probably like one of the first 100 people in there. I opened it up September of 2022. I've derailed the stream. I opened it up in September of 2022. I think Jingo was one of the first people in there, so he's like one of the day one homies, and grinding with me like the entire bear market, you know, learning the tools together. So it's pretty cool, man. Dude, that was one of my first streams, Jingo. I streamed for 3 hours. I did the whole Binance Perps order book. There was 8 people in here. I streamed for 3 hours, man. Insane, huh? Yeah, Fayaz, I remember you too, man. 100%. But it's cool, man. I think I'm going to end the stream on this note. One of the big mistakes I made last year in Q4. Let me pull up the Bitcoin chart. And I saw a little bit of this in chat today, so I'm just going to kind of talk about this from that point of view. Saw some of you guys talking like this. In this move right here, I did well. Right? I didn't catch the bottom. I didn't, you know, but I risked on at the right time. I got risk on at the exact right time that I need to get risk on. But I didn't trade this perfectly, right? In fact, I would consider this in all of my time in crypto, the performance that I not regret, but probably hated the most. This is the most tilted I've ever been in crypto. I was preparing for these moments and I feel like I underperformed, and seeing other people's success was annoying me. You know, friends doing better than me, people farming airdrops better than me, people nailing trades better than me, people sizing better than me. It was annoying, man, because like number one, I felt like I underperformed, and number two, I was like, everyone's having a party. And then I recognized when this was all over, right, and I took some time in January, recalibrate, refocus, replan for the next thing, throw all those emotions away, meditate on this, learn from this, go back in the journals, and reset for the new quarter. I recognized I did so good. I did insanely good. I made money that I didn't think that I could make down here. Like when I started in crypto, right, when I was like, I'm gonna be full time, that was right here. This was absurdly good, but all I did was compare myself to other people, and I was like, other people are doing better, other people are doing better, other people are doing better. And all I did was carry a negative mindset that just kept tilting me and affecting my trade decisions. And I've seen some of that in chat, and I see that on CT. And what I recognized in January was I destroyed the Q3 version of Doc. And Q3 Doc destroyed the Q2 version of Doc. And Q2 destroyed Q1. So I just kept getting better. My growth was improving. My skill set as a trader was improving. My P&L was improving. But why, when I should be the happiest I've ever been, was I negative? Because all I could do is be like, I'm underperforming. People are doing better than me. And now, nothing makes me happier than seeing people fucking crush it. Because I know all they're doing is beating their former selves, man. And all I'm here to do is beat my former self. And as long as I can be better quarter over quarter and learn from any mistakes that I made before, and learn from mistakes I made here, and learn from mistakes I made here, and all the mistakes I'm probably making in Q4 this year, I can learn from this in Q1 and improve. That's the only goal, man. Yes, it's nice to make a bunch of money, but the reason you get addicted to trading is not for the money. It's like it's the skill sets, the high score, right? You're like, I can be better, I can do better, I can do better, right? Why when someone crowns you the greatest of all time, like Djokovic or Federer or Nadal, why do they keep playing? Why do they say, I got to win another Grand Slam and I got to win another Grand Slam? Like, how far can I take this thing? Can I just keep getting better? They've already beaten all their competition. They've already proven that they're the best, but they keep getting better, man. And they're just competing with themselves. So anyone out here that's worried about what X, Y, or Z person's doing, fuck that, dude. Focus on yourself. And that's where I'm going to leave you guys. Hope you guys have a good one. And if you want to learn more from me, there's a link in the description box below to check out Paragon. Feel free to do that. Educational content in there, me, myself, and Charlie. And that's going to do it for the stream, man. I'll see you guys later.